Hello, everyone. My name is Nolan. Welcome to East-West Flight 1643 with nonstop service to Denver. Just kidding. We're going to New York City.
Oh, good. A flight attendant that does comedy.
We're headed to LaGuardia, which I know is a dump. But let's be honest, we all know there's way worse places that planes have parked in New York City. Am I right? Bearded guy with the macaroni grill tablecloth on his head and a questionable bulky vest in row 6. Ugh. Tick, 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 tick.
He went there.
That's Joshy. Oh, Josh, sweet Josh. He's the name of the guy that also scared me into taking prep. Big Apple, here I come.
Is this guy on drugs?
Let's remind you, please.
I'm not hating it.
And if you brought a child on board the plane, I'm sure your baby has some very important business to attend to in New York City. That was a great idea. We'd like to thank you for ruining the flight in advance. I'd like to remind you that when it starts screaming, Planned Parenthood is still available in many states, but swallowing is legal in all 50. Don't I know it, girlfriend?
Is he looking at me?
He is.
How does he know that I swallow?
I don't.
Do I look like someone that swallows?
Speaking of annoying, please don't listen to your personal devices without headphones. We all don't need to hear your reruns of Moesha. And let's be honest, if we wanted to hear loud minorities, we would just go to Red Lobster.
Okay, I'm seriously uncomfortable.
Our plane
I mean,
is
it's
equipped with
relatable, but
emergency
still.
exit doors, but this is a Boeing plane, so as we all know, more exit options may become available at any time. In the event of an emergency water landing, your seat cushion may be used as a flotation device. Or, everyone, feel free to grab onto the sea cow in 23B, who, to be honest, should have bought part of 23A. He'll keep us afloat for a while. And if we don't get rescued, we can snack on him for a few days.
I think it. He says
That
it.
is, of course, as long as we don't crash near manatees who try to mate with him. If that doesn't happen, we'll all survive. Later, we'll be coming around with a cap full of soda and some trail mix that Hitler would have found too cruel to serve to the Jews in the Holocaust. Free Palestine!
Topical.
By the way, our pilot's actual name is Richard Tangus. Yes, Dick Tangus. He's an alcoholic who recently fell asleep on the family cat and killed it. Me out. Mwah.
Don't.
Awkward not to.
Why? He just told you to put your seatbelt on, sir. Good evening, this is tonight's news. Last week, J.D. Vance went to confront Kamala Harris, but put himself in an awkward position when he went to board Air Force Two, only to find out that she wasn't there. It turns out that Air Force Two isn't a plane, it's just how pilots rate how hot Kamala is. She's not. Yes.
It was discovered last week that an ISIS member planned an attack at one of Taylor Swift's international concerts. The attack wasn't politically or religiously motivated. Just after listening to 20,000 teenage girls scream Taylor Swift songs for 2 hours, he wanted to kill himself.
Relatable. That's the guy. Oh, man. Joaquin Phoenix made waves after dropping out of director Todd Hayes' 1940s gay movie just 5 days before filming it. Yes, after doing the Joker musical with Lady Gaga, he apparently felt that one gay romance movie was enough this year. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Normal World. I'm Dave Landau.
welcome back to the monologue, Dave.
Thank you. And you are?
Oh, I forgot. It was so good. I forgot. My name's Quarterback Garrett.
We just figured we'd try it again.
Also, what?
What?
Huh?
Who?
What are you talking about? Hey, Angela, what's up?
Hey, what's up?
How's it going? It's good to see you.
I'm so glad to be back.
Hey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, if you're in the audience right there, thank you for liking and subscribing and tongue punching. Oh,
Look at that.
that was a good one.
That was a good one.
But you could do it again. And then you have to do it again because then you'd unlike it. Then you have to like it. Just go to Dave. It's okay. Just do it to Dave.
That's right. And if you are in town tomorrow, I believe you two are joining me as well. Come out to the Improv in Addison, Texas at 7:30 p.m. We're doing a show. That's Wednesday. That's tomorrow. Come out. Addison, Texas. It's the Dallas area.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like right by Dallas.
It's super close, like inside of.
Yeah.
Well,
It's all up
yeah,
in it.
it's all up in it.
Yeah. It's
all
like
up
the
in that thing.
one of the fingers.
Hey, also, this Thursday, DNC Roast-a-thon on Blaze. You're going to be on it.
I'm going to be on it. We're going to have Bridget Fetisi. I wore her shirt, Vote Fetisi. We're going to have Alex Stein. We're going to have Sarah Gonzalez. It's going to be enchanting.
Very nice.
And that's at 9 p.m. sharp on Thursday.
Eastern.
Don't miss that.
So no show here, so you can go watch that.
Okay, also joining us tonight, you may know him from the show Comedy is Murder with Free the People. Please welcome back to the show, Lou Perez.
Ow!
Thank you. Good to be back.
Thank you for coming back.
There's a good chance he'll be with me in Jersey in November. We're not sure just yet, but I think it's going to happen.
We're looking for houses.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty
Like
good.
you're going to like be together, like biblically.
Not, it's,
It'll definitely not be biblical.
No, I mean, it's in the Bible, but they weren't for it.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, and Gomorrah.
Uncircumcised.
Yeah, all right. It's
Okay.
gonna be gross and against God's wishes. Anyway, how are you?
I'm doing good.
Good. It's good. Welcome back to the show.
Thank you guys for having me.
Coming in from Jersey.
I am.
Yes.
To Dallas.
How was the flight?
You know what? It's funny. There were a lot of delays, and then I did a stopover in Atlanta, and then from Atlanta to here, I'm walking down the aisle, and I see that I have a middle seat, and I'm like, oh, that's terrible.
Yes.
And then I look, and the guy ahead of me has one arm, so I'm thinking like, oh, I might actually get some room, because he's missing an arm. But it turns out he was missing this arm, and he had the aisle seat. So I still got the arm.
So he had a whole aisle for his no arm?
Yeah.
That's not fair.
Well, he doesn't get hit by the cart when it goes past.
Yeah, that's
Well, that
true.
goes
Maybe
out,
that's what
but, yeah.
happened.
But it's like messed up that if you're
True.
obese, they make you buy an extra seat. But then this guy's taking up, he's not even taking up the room that he has.
You should get a discount of
Really?
some
That's
sort.
what I'm thinking.
You'd assume at least $30.
Yeah.
I don't know what percentage it would be of his body, but I'm guessing around $30.
You think they have like a tailor that has one of those tape measures, just straps it out? Like, okay, 30, 20, 25, 26% off. There you go.
Was he born with it, or does it look like he didn't know how to operate a lawnmower?
maybe-
Well, that's the thing. Like he really upset me so much that I figured whatever happened, he deserved it.
So you just put it in.
Yeah.
You can kind of tell if there's fingers growing on the end of it. You're like, that was mama drinking. But if there's not,
It's a Quatu situation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's sexy. It gets sexy.
And he insisted on like helping a woman put a suitcase up, and I'm like, this is,
You don't have to.
Why do you have to be that guy?
Yeah.
We're like, we get it. You can do stuff.
you want to be, inspirational.
Like the only way I'm ever gonna run like a marathon is if I'm paralyzed. For some reason, like I'm gonna work so hard that I finally do it. Or if I lose my legs, they give me those bouncy ones.
Oh, yeah, they make you way faster.
It's so messed up because we were flying Delta, so on like the TV screens are all like advertisements for the Paralympics.
Yeah.
So it's sort of like looking
Yeah,
at
I
this
saw
guy,
that.
and it's like, look at this loser. This guy he's not even an Olympian.
Yeah, you could be doing a lot. Are you swimming?
Or breakdancing. Did you see the comparison between the breakdancing and the Paralympics and
Oh, yeah.
Ray gun? It was
No, I didn't
amazing.
see that.
The dude had no legs. It was awesome. He was flipping around and doing all kinds of stuff. He's like a ninja.
Nice.
Well, yeah.
He should have been in the real Olympics.
Yeah, there's no reason to have that in the Olympics, except apparently she
it's
knew a
not.
guy.
Not anymore.
No, I know. We're going to get to that later.
We'll talk about that.
They've banned it for some reason.
Why would you do that?
I love how they
said.
Yeah, basically the breakdancing like in the Olympics is like, oh, let me take something that annoys Lou on the subway and make an Olympic event out of it.
That's what's. Yeah, it really is amazing.
Saxophone players.
Showtime!
Okay, you get it, yeah. You get the medal, just move on, please.
They really do just lay down the cardboard all the time and just start doing it. It's like, I guess you want money? Yeah? All right.
Here's $1.
I'd like to get off the train. I don't know.
Not a fan.
Of breakdancing?
Fun in general.
I like Breaking 2 Electric Boogaloo, and I think if you watch that, you might open your heart. QB and Lou. Don't know how
Why'd you
Angela
pull Lou
feels.
into it? He didn't.
He said it annoys him on the subway.
But in film form,
In film form, they're always trying to save the rec center.
Yeah, because there's apparently a rec center in every town where they just break dance, and that's going to be taken away from them. But then if you go to any major city, they don't have a rec center because they all use the subway. It's a real hole in that story.
was that the movie with Caitlyn Jenner pre-womanizing?
Oh, when he was Bruce?
Was that the YMCA movie or something?
Oh, no, that was Can't Stop the Music.
Can't Stop the Music.
And he is definitely still a woman in that, but he is Bruce Jenner.
Shockingly, he does look very feminine.
Oh, he's very much a lady in that.
You know, he pulls it off.
Yeah, he's a sweet peach.
Well, he did pull it off.
He did,
Did he?
literally.
Did he go all the way?
Did he, though? I don't think so.
I
we need to fact check
I think he
that.
did go all
I
the
think,
way.
Yeah.
I thought he did the whole...
Look into that.
Because, yeah, he killed a woman with a car and then immediately became
Yeah,
a
it was
woman. And then they were like, I guess we can't convict him.
Did he take her name and like her identity? Does he have to live out her life?
I think he does.
She did have the surgery.
Like a Touched by an Angel episode. Like, you now have to take on her life.
Yeah, I think he did. He just stole her purse and then he became...
He's like, this is who I am now.
He's like, I'm Caitlyn.
They'll never know.
Then there's her daughter's always petitioning too. Like, hey, are you going to ever try her? And they're like, no, can't. I mean, it's a different person. You can't make it.
Yeah, you get to you gotta rip away those medals. They're not yours anymore. Your name is Caitlyn now. Those are dead medals.
Yeah, you don't want to dead metal somebody.
Yeah, it's horrible.
It's true. It's one of the worst things you can do.
Mm-hmm. It is.
Also, one of the worst things is the DNC. I don't know if you've seen the last night's big charade.
A little bit of it.
But, wait, we have the Biden fumble. Okay, so last Friday, a civil rights event at the Oval Office, Joe Biden had yet another verbal slip, saying that he had served as vice president for 12 years. He caught his error and quickly shifted to claims that deadly race riots could happen again in America, or as they call it, saying the quiet part out loud. Let's take a look.
I never thought that, having been in the Senate for so many years, as well as vice president for 12 years, for 8 years, president for 4 years, that I've seen, have to worry about wanting to erase history. Literally erase history, what we can't read, what we can't write. And what I'm excited about, beyond the specifics of this, we're rewriting history, we're allowing history to be written what happened. So our children, our grandchildren, everybody understand what happened and what can still happen. Matter of fact, something happened here similar.
Solid.
Who's running the country, dude?
No one.
Like, as soon as he said he was not going to run again, it was just like back to the basement with Joe.
Yeah, he popped out. Apparently, his remarks were while signing an order to designate a national monument in an area of Springfield, Illinois, where a white lynch mob in August 1908 clashed with black residents. Clashed.
A little bit of a clash.
Clashed. They didn't see eye to eye. Yeah, so
They started breakdancing.
It was a breakdancing.
yeah, they were gonna. These white people wanted to shut down the black rec center, and Lincoln stepped in and danced to stop it. Just
that
like a
top
lot
hat.
of ghetto films, he ended up shot in the head.
It's too bad, yeah.
Terrible ending.
Sometimes it's the end of the second act. You get that second act low point,
Yeah,
go into the third like hardball. Oh,
yeah. Or it's the third act where they die on their way to college.
yeah.
Just
On the freeze frame, when they freeze frame, they're
scholarship.
like,
Yeah.
they went on to get murdered.
Yep.
Do we have a picture of what that monument looks like?
I imagine it's not good. It's probably just a white devil holding a rope.
I was going to say which which side are they commemorating?
Yeah, that's true.
Because with the way things are, you
doesn't know.
don't know.
Yeah, it's tough to say. They could be commemorating the riot, so it could be just statues burning.
It's a general
An
celebration of riots.
Endless fire.
Who do you think's running the country, Lou?
Oh man, I mean, shouldn't Kamala Harris be running the country right now?
I mean, isn't that who supposedly stepped up, but he hasn't stepped down, but he has?
Yeah, it's very weird.
The whole thing's very weird. That like the AstroTurf around Kamala is insane. She went 4 years being completely invisible. Like nobody gave a crap what she was doing the entire time, and then. Oh, I'm going to step down. Now Kamala is the one, and she's pulling in all these massive crowds, except for at the DNC, which is hilarious.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's like pulling in these
when
massive
they have to
crowds.
prove it.
Like you've got Megan Thee Stallion, which look, it legitimately brings people into the concert, but it's not for Kamala.
Doesn't the stallion sound like an insult?
Yeah, it's a male horse.
It's a big man horse.
Does she have a dick?
I don't think so, but it's a large horse.
Yeah.
Well, that being said, the DNC did start, and their slogan is, "We're not going back," which I guess has to do with choosing black. "We're not going back" also sounds like a bad Yelp review. It's one of the worst. We're not going back.
Not going to go back to that.
No. But what are you not going back to? It's your thing.
I think America great again. You know?
I saw a video where Kamala, like, it was obvious that she kind of stumbled into that catchphrase. She just said, "Oh, Donald Trump has been undoing this stuff in this country, and we're not going back." And then everybody clapped, and she kind of went,
"Okay,
and we're not going back."
Yeah, we were thinking. Yeah. Okay.
And now it's her whole slogan, and it was in her video.
That makes sense because it hasn't been on shirts or brought up since that moment. Have you watched any of this?
Here and there, and only because I was going to be on tonight did I have to watch any. Thanks a lot, guys. I was
sitting next to a one-armed killer.
Yeah, he chopped off his own arm. This guy, he was raw dogging it on the airplane with
the guy
one arm.
It's the guy from 27 Hours.
Yeah,
just hacked his. Anyway, sorry.
Well, with all the slogans, it seems like so many.
27 hours is not even that long.
No,
it's like a day.
Yeah, and he cut his own arm off. He didn't even.
Like I can't. So
it was done. Intermittent. Yeah,
cutting that off.
Intermittent amputee.
I'm sorry, Lou.
It's just I with all like the slogans. I guess the purpose of a slogan is to be able to allow the person hearing it to imagine whatever that means. Because like "Make America Great Again." That's also like a similar thing where it's like, okay, what does that mean? It means something for everybody who hears it. We're not going back. It's like. Okay, what does that mean? Even like hope and change and stuff like that.
It's very vague.
Obama. Yeah, and it's sort of like that's the idea is to keep it vague. Like what I've been seeing so much of is like the Harris and Waltz like almost like fake buddy sitcom stuff. Like all these scenarios. Like they're in a grocery store just chatting,
looking for some chips. Yeah, she's like, "Well, you got those corn nuts." You have corn nuts over there?
And they're just like, what?
So what are you talking about? Come on. What I found out about that, I was watching it. And in the tweet, it's from Tim, whatever his last name is. And he goes, Doritos acquired, like, because they're on the road trip. And you look in the video, she's got Doritos in her hand. Well, she doesn't. Her husband has Doritos in his hand. The other guy has Doritos in his hand. And then he's like, hey, here are those Doritos, even though you asked for corn nuts, and throws them to her. That thing is entirely product placement. It's like the scene from Wayne's World when he's like, I don't bow to any sponsor.
Yeah, just covered in Reebok stuff.
Yeah, like that is what it is.
You guys think Doritos is behind the assassination attempt?
Look, they had some pride chips going.
Think about it, bro.
They tried to kill him.
Think about the shape.
The Doritos.
Think about the shape.
Well, she might have been.
Well, she should have been.
We know what she wasn't doing. She wasn't guarding him. She might have been neck deep in Doritos.
Just part of that Illuminati, bro.
You don't know that.
Every chip. The folded chips are the worst.
I don't.
I like the folded chips.
I guess in the diner they went to, like in that video where they pretend to have, like each other.
Human interaction.
Yeah, they kicked everybody out of the diner and then brought in actors. So it's like people who would like to see Kamala Harris as opposed to a bunch of pissed off diners.
Well, it's a thing like the human reaction thing. Oh, here you're having a human moment. But all these moments, I'm like, I don't remember the last time I've had that moment. Like, I'm getting excited over being at like a truck stop and and throwing chips instead of trying to blow a guy. Like I don't remember that.
You have a camera crew around you, like filming the entire thing. Like this is genuine.
No one's happy.
Got
at
those
truck
corn
stop.
nuts.
How did you find one that wasn't a Hardee's? And then have you seen the big the clap in the bow from Waltz?
Oh yeah, what is that? He's got a weird motion.
Yeah, the way that he ended it was like the end of a Broadway show. He's just like, thank you. He's like grabbing a woman, dancing with her, and he's like bowing. I'm like, this is
he's got a move about him.
This is not the acts of a heterosexual man. And I'm not sure what he did to even deserve that bow. He just talked for a minute and then just went nuts.
Yeah, I'm trying to picture like the voter that gets excited over stuff like that. I don't know.
They don't exist.
Yeah.
And Hillary Clinton was dressed like a burlap sack. Did you see her?
I did not see this.
She was wearing just all like brown.
Okay, fashionista.
No, but I just think it's something that she would bury someone.
Brown's not in season right now.
You wouldn't want to get blood on it. It was all I'm trying to say. It was an odd choice for a woman who always wears disgusting suits. Lady suits.
Did they try to bring her back? I feel like there was a little bit of a push to try to bring her back into this.
Yeah, they were going to.
I was hoping for.
But I mean,
I was hoping for the rematch.
The fact that she wasn't holding the rifle was a shock to everybody.
It's really sad.
Are you guys prepared if Kamala wins?
I got some
like foods.
I got some rice and some
gas.
Doritos.
Bro, I got an EDC. I'm ready to go.
I'm not. I just have a gun so I can take
nuts.
others' stuff.
Oh, that's actually a good plan too.
It's really all you need.
Yeah.
You just need a gun and
Got a pump action, shoot it in the air two times.
Yeah.
Keep you away.
It's gonna be like the road.
All right. Okay.
Wait, which one of us
I
is
guess
the
I'm
kid?
in your militia now. Is that?
I mean, I'm just saying if you
I'm not saying we have one, but
America is the kid.
I live in Michigan. They're mostly FBI agents. But you can join it. If you want. You don't have to. This is a clunky episode.
it wouldn't be. No.
I feel like I want to redo the whole thing.
What?
I'm sorry.
What are you talking about?
I'm
We
just
can't- we
saying.
don't have
I apologize.
It's not you.
No, we're rusty. Okay?
Cut that out.
It's rusty.
You won't.
You cut that out.
Why do you always say I won't?
Because you don't.
Well, only when it's funny not to.
Why do
Only
you
when I
say
personally
won't?
think it's
I
fun.
wonder why I would bring up such crazy accusations. No, it's my fault as a host, Lou. It's not a guest's fault.
it's not-
It's a Dave's
worry about
fault.
that.
I was, balls deep in this stuff, and I just don't really want to talk about it.
Me neither.
We don't have to.
Like we talked about, Biden's silly
almost
little
caught it.
speech, and he said that, as Nazi Joseph Goebbels said, repeat a line often enough, and it becomes the truth. Yeah, notable falsehoods Biden told during his yelling speech. By the way, repeating very fine people lie. Let's see that.
That's just a picture.
Great. He also lied
Perfect.
about border crossings. He also lied about the border crossings being down, the booming economy, and brought up debunked suckers and losers story.
Again. Dude, I'm so happy that Joe Biden is leaving because then we could stop fucking talking about Joe Biden. I'm so tired of talking about him. Of course, every time he opens his mouth, he's going to say something stupid. He's going to go on a tangent. He's going to say some dumb things. I'm so tired of it.
Speaking of tangents, though, AOC did go on a tangent. That was pretty entertaining.
She did, yeah. It was the second
Let's talk about
stupidest thing. Go ahead, play it.
Because we know that Donald Trump would sell this country for $1 if it meant lining his own pockets and greasing the palms of his Wall Street friends. And I, for one, am tired of hearing about how a two-bit union buster thinks of himself as more of a patriot than the woman who fights every single day to lift working people out from under the boots of greed, trampling on our way of life. The truth is, Don, you cannot love this country if you only fight for the wealthy and big business. To love this country is to fight for its people.
Like you don't? Like shutting down every small business?
She had like that preacher voice going too.
Oh yeah, she was doing the very confident fingers of just
Yeah, over
Donald
here.
Trump would sell this country for $1. Now he
I
wouldn't.
said $1.
He wouldn't take his salary per se.
No.
But when it comes to $1 and selling this country, Mr. Trump is willing to do that.
He will do that. He will sell you right down the river.
Well, if that was the
Right
case,
down the river. He's gonna sell you down the river.
Sell it.
could you buy it back?
Pass that
like
plate
$2.
around. You could buy it back.
Yeah, like
so you
once
could
the
buy it and
economy-
then resell it.
You could just keep going. You could flip this country.
Kind of like a stock. We should do a thing called flip this country.
That's our slogan. Flip this country.
Flip this, hey, flip this country.
With the Biden speech, for one, it opened with like 3 minutes of applause, and then it started, and I was like, "Oh, this is like a wedding speech. Like this is sort of like a toast." And then it went political, and then I'm like, "Oh man, this is never ending. This is just it's just going and going."
Well, and it became as if somebody was doing a wedding speech because he was just drunk and babbling. Like he said in some good news, 1,000 trillion billionaires are in America right now. So that's pretty cool. So if anybody's looking,
And they could all buy this country for $1.
yeah,
That's it.
But he's gonna sell this place down the river for $1. Yeah, I just
I might be alone. I might be alone in this, but after that speech, I'm voting for Joe Biden, man.
of course.
With him. I'm riding with Biden.
Right in.
I'm just gonna write him in. I mean, if as long as that's not fake,
It's genuine.
1,000 trillion billionaires.
Can somebody fact check that, please?
He's like, trust me.
There is, in fact, 1,000 trillion billionaires.
I mean, there will be. Our dollar is crumbling. You will be worth that.
You will have so many billions.
You're all going to be billionaires.
It's going to be worthless, but
Of course, bread will be $3 billion.
we're starting
Maybe all
that line right now.
Zimbabwean
Yes.
billionaires.
Yeah, exactly. You're going to feel like you have tons of pesos. You're going to love being in America. Flip this country.
Flip this.
We're not going back.
No, we're not.
You're not going back.
We're not going back to what? Groceries costing a fourth of what they did.
Yeah. Gas not costing like $8.
Yeah.
Family values.
Not going back.
Yeah. Good old.
We're progressing. We're going high.
Good. Yeah, we don't want to go back to where we were with, lottery tickets aren't the only thing that you can have as a retirement plan. That's great.
Now imagine that
Genuinely a
poor
better
man
investment.
without an arm. We're not going back to when you had an arm.
No, sir.
You're not going back.
Remember those armed days of you playing catch with your son? Like, I was born like this. You're like, well, think about it.
Weren't you
Idea
thought about
still
it?
stands.
Remember when you would kick the ball to your son?
Dad, I want to play baseball. We're playing soccer, son.
Again?
Ah, come on. We're going to play kickball, son. It's a lot like baseball, except Dad can play. Go inside. I hate you and your arm.
I instantly thought of the arm that he didn't have. Like he has it off to the side. It's like embalmed.
Well, phantom arm.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, people get those phantom.
Yeah, I think they still feel it.
Yeah, they're like, oh, I thought I had an arm for a minute. And then I couldn't pick up my Diet Coke.
It's nature's cruel trick.
It is, where it just makes you think you're fine again. Yes. Every day he wakes up and he's like, oh, right, I can't lift myself up on the old left side.
I'm down on the left side.
That's the old aisle side.
He had a regular book bag too.
Did he?
Yep.
What's he going to do?
He didn't have like the.
So he wears it.
bike
He
messenger
always
bag.
wears it the cool way.
He has the excuse to wear the Indiana Jones sack and he doesn't even bother.
Yeah. This guy really bothered me, man.
I don't like him. Yeah, maybe he'll lose his other arm and learn. I don't want him to.
But if it happens,
If you're watching the show, sir,
You know what? It's hot out.
it is.
whether you got one arm or two, it is hot out there.
I'm gonna tell you that.
toasty.
You might be a dual-armed fella. You might be a two-legged or a one-legged. You might walk. You might not. Doesn't matter. You might get hot at night. And if you're hot at night, it's time to keep your temperature down with Miracle Made sheets. Woo. They are inspired by NASA using silver-infused fabrics that are temperature regulated so you can sleep at a perfect temperature all night long. Round chicka round all night long. These sheets are infused with silver that prevent up to 99.7% of bacterial growth.
Dang, that's so much.
Dude, it's a lot.
It's like almost the entire, all of the, like 100%.
Pretty much 100%.
But it's not.
You know what? It might be, and they're just not saying it in case a little bit of bacteria sticks
You want to
around.
hedge your bet.
Yeah,
you
but I've used them. I'm going to tell you, there's no bacteria in them sheets. That's why you need to go to trymiracle.com/normal.
/normal.
/normal and try our Miracle Made sheets today.
What are you going to get? What are you going to get with that?
Well,
Discount or something?
you mean other than the confidence in their product because there's a full refund?
Oh, I know you're going to get that.
You're going to get 3 free towels.
What?
Yes.
1, 2, 3 towels?
But that's after you get 40% off by using the code NORMAL.
That's abundance of discounts.
Yes, and then at checkout when you use the code NORMAL, you're going to get an extra 20%. So you have 3 free towels.
Okay.
You have 40% off.
All right.
And you have 20% off. There's no bacteria, almost none, 0.03% bacteria. And that's trymiraclemade.com/normal that you can treat yourself to.
It's trymiracle.com/normal.
Trymiracle.com/normal.
And use the code normal.
I may have said it wrong, but it's been on the screen the whole
That's why
time.
I corrected.
We've said it
Thank
several
you.
times.
I like
One of
being
them is right.
corrected.
I noticed that.
Try Miracle Made.
We're not going back to our old sheets.
That's right.
That's beautiful. You have a voice for voiceovers.
Record that, and we're going to play it every time now.
We should get you to read porn on here.
That might have been too close to that.
Oh.
Some more of that erotica.
Well, let's
That's that 0.3 bacteria that gets through.
Yes, that's a little bit. See, that's a
little dirty.
3. A little dirt
Dirty.
gets through, and that's okay.
Yeah, it's all right.
But I love those sheets.
They're pretty good.
I do. And there'll be no jokes about it. There's nothing better. I'll tell you this, though. There's nothing better at the end of a long day than sitting down to your favorite easy chair and your favorite glass of whiskey.
While
easy
you're
chair.
sleeping in that bed.
Yeah, perhaps I'm not
Thinking
the one who
about
should
life.
read this.
I was going to say, the guy in recovery.
Trying to convince yourself to get out of bed because it's so comfortable.
You know, I'll be
So
honest,
comfortable.
though. It's really not. I just really woke up on a chair. You know, there's nothing better than waking up in your favorite driveway after a 5th of whiskey.
Unable to drive now because you don't have somebody to breathe into the breathalyzer.
That's right. You're sleeping in a bush.
Too late.
Yeah.
It's too late for you.
There's nothing better than waking up in a cell after a nice 5th of whiskey.
But you know, if you ordered whatever that whiskey was, you'd want it to be good.
Yes.
And you can get that.
Yeah, you don't want the kind of whiskey where they take your belt and leave you on
No.
suicide watch.
That's gross. Don't have inferior whiskey.
No.
If you're going to do it, I mean, you better do
Flying
it up.
Ace whiskeys from
Flying Aces.
Craftco.
That. You tell them.
What?
You've had
I
it.
didn't know what you were leading into. You said
How good
that.
it is. How good the whiskey.
Oh, it's actually really good. I tried it. It's pretty good. And Derek Richards says it's pretty good, and he's also a drunk.
Yeah.
So he knows his whiskeys.
Huge alcoholic.
But aside from all the stuff that you can get when you order the whiskey,
Besides
beside all that,
liver that doesn't function,
beside those things that are great,
if you're Derek.
they donate to charities.
What?
They donate to charities. Do you know this?
They donate whiskey to charity?
No, not whiskey.
Oh,
Yes. They donate to children.
Yeah,
No,
they give scholarships.
They actually do. They give scholarships too. They give out scholarships. They have merged with Folds of Honor, and what they are is they are people who have disabled or possibly people that have passed on that have sacrificed their life for our country, and it allows them to get a scholarship in a school. It helps the heroes of our country and their families, and so that's why if you do this today and you go online to flyingaspirits.com and use the code America. To get free shipping. It's free shipping.
Free shipping.
Your money's going to go to help out a family of somebody who has served this country, as well as first responders, using code America, free shipping, and you're going to get some Flying Ace liquor, which is, what I hear, a delight.
It's tasty.
It's flyingacespirits.com.
And thank you, Flying Ace, for sponsoring our program
Yes.
and America.
Do you think there's a chance the guy on the airplane with one arm was a...
Oh, no.
Oh, man.
Did he board before you?
You should apologize
Yeah.
for that. You're getting canceled.
Oh, yeah.
You're getting canceled, bucko.
Thank you for your service.
Yeah, I don't think he was.
Was he wearing any kind of attire?
He might just be modest.
Like army
be.
greens?
Yeah.
Nothing.
No.
He's wearing full.
Something about him just annoyed me.
Not even this period army
Wearing a sailor outfit.
camouflage?
And an Ahoy hat that would
Didn't
have
work.
my name on it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Thank you for your service, sir.
Yes, we certainly.
None of the words that we spoke before were targeted towards you.
Of course not.
Even though it seemed like very targeted because it was specifically about a guy that had an arm, but it wasn't you.
Yeah, well, maybe,
Okay.
but maybe it wasn't from that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He could also be a veteran and then lose his arm in a different way.
yeah.
Could have got out of service and just got in a car wreck or something.
Maybe he saved a baby from a shark attack.
Identifies as
about that?
disabled, so then he,
Sawed it
all
off.
the time. Happens all the time.
You guys make me feel better.
Maybe he was in a killer's trap,
Yeah.
like Jigsaw.
Right.
Yeah, that's true as well. Maybe he had some kind of flaw in his life and he needed to get right.
Yeah.
And he had to dig a key out of his arm to unhook himself and someone else from a basement.
Mm-hmm.
I think the onus is on him to tell us that story, right? Like if I sit next to him, like he's got to just be like, hey, just if you're wondering, all these different scenarios.
He's
How
got
do
to
you
relive
broach
that every
it
time?
if you're like, oh, I'm sorry, I noticed you didn't have an arm.
I put my hand out, a handshake, and I'm like, why can't you shake my hand with the right hand?
And you're like, oh, I see. Oh, I wonder are you a hero? And the guy goes, I'm anything but. Then he's got quite a story.
You don't want to know what I did with that hand.
Oh, the kid knocked me out and chewed it off. We were cuffed together. This is the first plane I've been allowed on in 27 years. There could be a real story there.
Yeah. You should have talked
People
to
are scum, so you can't always assume. Plus, there's stolen valor. I've seen people who I know aren't soldiers get on planes when they say,
I'm a veteran. See, it's that fast. It can happen that fast.
It's evil.
It's horrible.
Those people should be thrown off the plane. Or at least not given snacks.
How do you throw somebody off of a plane without
you can.
sucking everybody
You
out?
can do it. You know, it's
plank like a
exaggerated in
pirate
movies.
ship?
It's got to be a really big hole.
Really?
Did you
like
guys-
the door, like a door hole?
Yeah, but that's
door-size
why
hole?
people can jump out of planes because it's not like...
Well, you guys filmed that whole sketch on a plane.
Yeah, we
true.
did. We spent a lot of money
Rented
on
a
that. We
plane.
went into the sky.
That's been really expensive.
It was. That sketch was $1.3 million.
Well, we offset it because we shot another
Second
sketch.
time I've lost that.
We shot an Apollo 13 sketch because after we went woo up and down, and then it was like 0G. And we shot a whole different sketch with there. So
My kid
offset
went to
the
that,
this indoor skydiving.
indoor skydiving.
My son
He
did that
loved
too
it.
for his birthday.
It was a blast.
I didn't do it because it's expensive.
I myself didn't do it, but
I was
I
like,
would
you
do
can
it.
do that.
But I am under the weight where I can do it.
Hey, that's right. You're looking
I
good.
think I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
We should make content out of that.
But I have friends that skydive a bunch. I'll skydive. You want to skydive?
I want to do that. Yeah. Well,
Yeah?
wait, like actually skydive?
Yeah.
I'd do it.
We could
Let's do it.
We could go Rocky Mountain climbing.
Can we tandem skydive?
We could ride a bull
Tandem
named Manchu.
skydive.
You know, like spoons.
Both of you on the same parachute.
You want to do it? Yeah. We could tandem skydive.
Do that.
It would make me feel safer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
And
being in each other's embrace while we fall
You want to skydive?
very, very fast.
I'll do it.
All right, we got 3 skydivers.
Like a human centipede skydive.
yeah,
I call it front.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you got
No.
to front. Yeah.
Dibs.
Yeah.
Look, it may seem
Girls
gross,
in the back.
but
No. No.
We're not going back.
We're not going
we're not
back.
going back.
We're going down.
You want to skydive?
No.
No.
Come on.
not invite you.
Woo.
Think
In the
about
room
it.
while we came up with the idea, you have to.
What's the worst that could happen?
You're obligated now.
Look, I already got tattoos of you guys.
I appreciated that.
Yeah. The location's good too.
Yeah.
We
Yes,
appreciate that.
but let's do it. We're gonna go skydiving.
Let's do it.
I got a friend, and I know
so
I'm the
scared
one
already.
that's gonna
I'll
die.
set it up.
So
Wait, you have a friend? I don't want to hear that. I want.
No,
you
I have a friend who
very
lived. He
experted-
lived.
Like he's a smart guy.
no, everybody I know who lived.
What?
I want silverware to come out of my parachute,
Daffy Duck.
Yeah.
Like whip.
and that way my kid gets the insurance money. And I can
wow.
stop this life. So let's
Okay,
do
I
it.
take back the tandem. I take it back.
No,
the
we
tandem
should do
idea.
it.
We should have separate parachutes.
No, we shouldn't.
Okay.
Trust me. You'd only be helping me.
Okay.
You want to do it? The whole time I'll sing to you. I'd be like,
Lullaby.
I
What
wait for our lives to be over.
It would make me feel better.
All Dawson's
All the way
Creek.
down.
Never seen one episode.
Me neither.
Boy, do I know that song.
Not a fan of that show.
I've
You
never
just said
seen-
you've never seen an episode.
I said I'm not a fan.
Oh, I thought you said you've never seen
Why don't you
one.
listen to what I say?
Well, I won't.
Angela?
How would you
won't.
know you're not a fan if you've never seen it?
No, yeah, because you got me. I'm
Somebody's
sorry,
been
my bad.
called out.
Dang it. you
That's
got
what
me.
I was saying.
We should watch it while we tandem skydive.
Okay.
You want to do it?
On our phone.
What are we doing now?
We're watching Dawson's Creek.
While we skydive.
Yeah. That way you don't want your chute to open.
No.
You just want to hit
The instructor's like,
just you and Vanderbeek.
I was gonna say you opened my parachute Vanderbeek.
that's where he's been this whole time.
Oh,
Doing it
In the backpack.
with the face.
That's pretty good.
just grabs you and goes, I got this. James Vanderbeek,
And then you just, he didn't have it.
you were in Dawson's Creek and that other movie.
Varsity Blues.
Varsity Blues.
Varsity Blues was good.
Yeah.
And so was the one with him and Fred Savage that Bret Easton Ellis wrote.
Guys, these are too many references, one after the other.
I know, right?
I can't keep up.
What's the name of it, though? Fred Savage is all junked out in it. It's great.
Is this late career Fred Savage?
Later career, yeah.
Okay.
It's not junked out Wonder Years Fred Savage with a young
I don't know.
James
The
Vanderbeek.
later seasons, he might have gotten a little.
Yeah.
He's seeing the end of the season coming, and he's like, I don't know what I'm going to do.
The rules of attraction.
The rules of attraction.
Oh, okay.
But I think it didn't do well because people thought it was like a romantic comedy.
It sounds like it.
And it wasn't.
Yeah, it's written by Bret Easton Ellis, who's, wrote American Psycho.
Right.
And Less Than Zero.
It's like, did you
Both
guys
of those are fantastic, by the
Yes.
way. I love those movies.
The books are actually better by far.
Really?
Actually,
I've never
not
read
American
the books.
Psycho. American Psycho's better.
The movie
movie's way better.
Okay.
Yes, but the book Less Than Zero is fantastic.
The movie is really great. And I never watched it until I was
the movie
older.
is very soft compared to the book.
Really? Because the
Very
movie's
soft.
fucked up.
Yeah, the book is about basically zombie kids in LA in the 1980s.
And you're like, is this Robert Downey Jr. not playing a character? He's just playing himself?
Yeah, but
Yes.
he lives in that.
It was good. It was good.
A lot of stuff that they didn't keep, like all of it. That's what I didn't like about it.
Do we confirm if Caitlyn Jenner cut off the wee-wee?
She did.
Wow.
She said, having a penis had no special gifts or use for me. I just want to have all the right parts. I'm also tired of tucking the damn thing in all the time.
Wait a minute. That's a father. She sired how many babies?
Yeah, that's true.
So there was a use.
Like one or
I like the word sired.
Sired.
I like it. She did.
6.
trying to
She had 6 kids.
speak around here with that $2 word.
Yeah,
6 kids?
6.
that might have been a big old dick.
An
He was
Olympian
like,
dick. Yeah.
Yeah, that might have been
It did its work.
that might have been a real mess.
I'm tired of this thing.
Lug around all the time. I know the
It's all
feeling.
used up.
He's not an Olympian.
Yeah, dragging that thing on the racetrack.
Yeah, it's too much for him.
Not aerodynamic.
Yeah.
They had to do the Wheaties box shoot in the short shorts so many times. They're like, could your dick stop falling in the cereal, Miss Jenner?
Keep your balls out of the Wheaties.
Doesn't sell cereal very well.
Yeah, your dick isn't going to sell these flakes.
Yeah, and you're always like, this.
Well, there's a guy,
running.
the pole vaulter. Remember? He
Yeah.
lost to the Olympics with a massive
Did lose?
hug.
I feel like you should win if you just touch the tip.
I
You
think-
get extra points for that.
I think he won in life. Like there's, he's going to have a lot of doors opened for him.
Because you don't have to walk
And
around
then there
go
was
like,
the
hey, I got a big dick,
OnlyFans
like-
model who pole vaulted too, and then she twerked after.
Oh, okay. The Canadian one, I think.
Yeah. And apparently the pole vault is also what she calls the Instagram where she keeps all the dick pics sent to her after she twerked on the Olympics.
The pole vault.
The pole vault. So she won twice. She twerked.
And then we won.
I don't think we won anything. I don't think Earth has won
I
shit.
just don't think you're appreciating it.
I-
You just need to look at it a different perspective, you know?
Well, let's talk about this. Speaking of different perspective, Mathew Perry. You know.
What a great segue.
This is our second story.
This is our second story of the day. Angela is now wearing the Rachel.
Oh, yeah.
Looks good on you.
Thank you.
It's not a knock.
No, thank you.
It works.
I appreciate
Sounds
that.
like a knock when he says it's not a knock. Like, I took it genuinely the first
No,
time.
I meant it as a compliment.
No, I took it that way, but then you said
She
it.
was wearing a blonde wig the other day, and I said, that better be your real hair or you're fired.
She said, hey, toots, you better.
I believe I used the term gash, and then I threw hair dye at her.
Your gash is
It was
out of here.
it was in character, so it was okay to do.
I said, hey, legs, that better be your real hair. And then I made 80 carpet match the drape joke. It's really inappropriate.
Yeah, it was fair.
But she did show up the next day appropriately, and that's why she's still here.
Yeah, that's how we run a ship.
I get it.
Yeah. My carpet does not match the drapes.
I thought it was hardwood floors.
Oh, it was. Now it's just gray. It's actually not.
Steel wool.
I'm really happy it's not. You probably got some gray pubes, Lou.
What are you doing down there?
Lou, chime in on this.
I get rid of all of it, and I only keep around the butthole. It's like a wreath, like a Christmas wreath.
Yeah, just to let people know. The spirit of the season.
I'm always, it's, Christmas in August.
That's a nice little.
Yeah.
I shave a heart just above my
Yes.
my Bruce Jenner.
Question though, is it facing up like when you're bending over and you're looking this way? It's got the heart shaped that way. So when you're observing, Or is it like you tuck your head under and then you can see it?
No, it's
The
if
heart's
I'm
for the ladies. Right?
yeah. the
Also,
heart's
you're
for the
an
ladies.
organ donor.
Ladies.
And I'm an organ donor,
So they know right away.
Yeah, that way they let people. There's an arrow pointing to it, up from it to my heart, and also it's good. It's in the shape of a heart pointing upwards for when I'm standing in the park.
That makes sense.
And in your pubes, it says, "Do not resuscitate."
Correct.
Yeah.
It does. There's several things on my body that say "do not resuscitate."
It's a lot of stuff to upkeep. Down
It
there,
is.
like trimming the hedges all the time, just making sure that the text is clear.
You just have to go and get the right trimmer.
Yeah.
Which right now would be a great way to go into a trimmer ad. If
that would be
anybody
perfect.
We gotta get
Perfect.
them.
Guys,
Instead, we have
come
Magic
on.
Spoon.
Oh,
That's right. Yeah.
we don't have them today, do we?
We do.
We
have
do,
them
yeah,
today.
yeah.
You want to separate your trimmer and your magic spoon.
Yeah, we should probably separate. It's like, but you know what you do in the morning sometimes? You trim it up. What else you do? You eat cereal. But you shouldn't be eating cereal because cereal's packed full of freaking horrible things like carbs and sugar and carbs, and you should not be eating those things. But what you could be eating is
It's a great
Magic
segue during up Mathew Perry.
Magic Spoon.
We should have hit it when we were talking about Caitlyn Jenner.
We even said cereal box.
I mean, I
Whatever.
guess you don't cook ketamine in a spoon.
Look, if you're trying to lose some weight, you're eating a little better. You're doing some stuff, you're making better choices.
No, you know what?
good for
You're
your
right.
soul.
Yeah.
It's good for your soul, and it doesn't fill you with sugar. Mm-hmm. And it fills you with fullness.
Sugar is bad.
And 13 grams of
I
protein.
watched a whole documentary.
Can you believe that?
13 grams
With
of
zero
protein.
sugar.
That's basically none.
What?
Yeah.
Or all. That's basically a lot. Protein's
It's like
good.
eating
I
a
forgot
whole
about-
chicken.
I forgot about the protein.
I don't know if that's accurate.
2 eggs.
It's basically like a whole
eggs.
chicken.
Maybe 2 eggs, but yeah.
Eat a whole chicken in a bowl. Why don't
Yeah.
you do that? It doesn't taste
Well,
like chicken.
A very
They
thin
should have
chicken.
that.
That's like eating 2 chicken fetuses. Yeah.
But if you
2
want to,
unborn chickens in a bowl with a spoon, but it tastes like cookies.
Are you talking about eggs?
I don't know.
Okay. Because eggs aren't chicken fetuses.
Eggs are chicken fetuses.
No,
not.
they're eggs.
They're unfertilized. If they're unfertilized, then it's just the egg.
Oh, really?
Like how
Yeah,
a woman
yeah.
works, Like
I
when we
know.
have, it's a chicken period.
I know, but I like to pretend the chiclet's in there.
Well, that's messed up,
Like a little
man.
crunchy, like.
Well.
He likes
Anyways, hey, if you want to make
so
some
why
better
don't
choices
women
and
have
eat some
eggs
cereal?
falling
That's not bad for you.
There's hardly any protein.
It's a Magic Spoon.
in a human egg.
Go
Yeah.
to magicspoon.com/normal.
Get $5 off your next order at magicspoon.com/normal. Or look for Magic Spoon in your nearest grocery store. That's magicspoon.com/normal for $5 off. Magic Spoon. Hold on to the dream.
We're not going back.
So basically, they're just period nests?
No, not the
Are you talking about women?
not Magic Spoon.
Well,
Magic Spoon.
Yes. But no,
com.
I agree. I'm sorry. I mean,
Slash normal.
I don't want to. Yes,
$5
go to
off.
magicspoon.com/normal. But a hen house is just a synchronized period house where eggs fall out.
Every single day. Could you imagine it?
It's also called a sorority.
Am I right? Am I right, legs? Yeah, I know that they're not the chicken. It's the egg. I know what an egg is.
Well, you know now.
Wow.
I knew before. I'm aware that they're unfertilized.
All right, Matthew.
Can't do it with you.
But they could have grown up and become, if they were fertilized.
If they were fertile, but
Chicken.
they weren't.
But we ate their placenta.
I don't.
It's close.
That's not.
Yeah, it's the same
No.
thing. Did you eat the placenta?
No.
On none of them? Any of them?
I'm not.
Did you eat the placenta?
No, but I did think about having it dehydrated into pills.
That's cool.
I like pills.
Why?
Why? Hormonal reasons.
Yeah, there you go. Our nurse just.
I
ate
don't.
the
Why would I?
placenta.
Why would I need to eat it though? It's not affecting me. I'm fine.
Well, it's supposed to be good luck in some cultures.
I'm just gonna go with it. you
Some
know, I'm just gonna-
continents where part of you is from.
What?
What happened?
Is that true?
Yeah.
Part of my culture.
Yeah, there's I think in South
do that in Germany?
America and yeah, Germany. Yep.
Okay.
In Ireland.
I need to do some more. Yeah, Ireland and Germany. I need to look into that.
And maybe in Perez culture.
Ooh.
You're what?
I live in New Jersey.
Okay, what is your background?
No, where are you from?
Oh,
If you did a 23andMe, what words could you say?
I could say so little of the N word.
But a little bit.
Maybe just a syllable.
All
Like,
right,
that's about all I could get out. My dad's from Argentina.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, and I did a 23andMe, and
So Germany.
yeah,
Yeah, right.
my,
A lot of crossover.
Heinrich, my father Heinrich Perez,
My father Mengele is from Germany.
and I am
Family name.
I'm 4.8% indigenous.
Oh, you really?
Yeah.
Did you get anything from that?
I'm trying, man.
Like a scholarship.
I'm trying to get some casino money, but
Can you at least have one in your garage in Jersey?
that would be great. The thing is, though, it's indigenous
an
from
indigenous?
South America. So I think like the North American indigenous, we're kind of like building a wall for the South American indigenous.
Oh.
Yeah.
So
That's like being indigenous to my neighborhood.
You don't get anything out of that.
Yeah, you do. You get a lot of good memories. Guess you grew up in a terrible place.
Anyways, Mathew Perry.
We should probably get onto that now that Magic Spoon's dropped us.
we don't need Magic Spoon in the morning. You need some ketamine.
Ketamine.
Yeah.
Nothing will help you. All right, last week,
Prescribed.
as we all know, Mathew Perry, he overdosed and he drowned.
Very sad. Legit.
Legit sad. He drowned in his hot tub. And his friends weren't there. And last week, California prosecutor announced 5 people were charged in connection to Mathew Perry's death. Among the 5 was Perry's personal assistant, Keith Iwamamasa. That can't be right.
Should have known.
Who pled guilty on August 7th to 1 count of conspiracy to distribute ketamine, resulting in death and serious bodily injury. I think it was just the death part. Mm-hmm. He faces up to 15 years in prison. Here's from the Mathew Perry press conference.
We're here today with our law enforcement partners to announce federal criminal charges related to the death of the actor Mathew Perry. Following Mr. Perry's death in October of last year, law enforcement, my office, and our partners represented on this stage began an in-depth, wide-ranging investigation. That investigation has revealed a broad, underground criminal network responsible for distributing large quantities of ketamine to Mr. Perry and others. This network included a live-in assistant, various go-betweens, 2 medical doctors, and a major source of drug supply known as, quote, the ketamine queen. We charged 5 defendants in this matter. These defendants took advantage of Mr. Perry's addiction issues to enrich themselves. They knew what they were doing was wrong. They knew what they were doing was risking great danger to Mr. Perry, but they did it anyways. In the end, these defendants were more interested in profiting off Mr. Perry than caring for his well-being.
You know, if your name's Ketamine Queen, you think they'd already be on that.
Yeah.
What does a ketamine queen look like? Is she just like
I don't know.
in a K-hole?
It's got to be a straight K-hole, but also a crown. I would assume.
Like the Queen of Hearts.
Yes, I've been arrested.
Off with his head.
Yeah, they showed a picture of her. She was wearing she was extremely rich, just wearing like a pink, pretty princess dress that looked
Way too obvious.
Yeah, it was from like Mario. It almost looked like the Mario princess. And she's just sitting on her couch, and she took a lot of lavish trips.
Should have known.
Which I imagine was to get ketamine. But
A live-in assistant, isn't that just like a girlfriend?
Oh my God.
Well,
no.
Is that not?
No, not
They
really.
live with you.
What do you? That's problematic.
Well, I think this one was no. This one just does stuff that he can't do because he's famous. So, like
a
for example,
girlfriend?
well, like he can't go out and get $55,000 worth of ketamine.
Like a girlfriend would do.
Well, and then
a good
inject
one.
the actor with the drug without a proper medical license. Matt can't do all that.
That's true. Lou, do you have a...
I'm not doing ketamine with you guys, okay? I'm not.
Listen, we're gonna go skydiving after we get it. I'm gonna relapse for it.
I think, before we skydive.
Yeah.
Because you want to be on it while you're in it. You want to get in that K-hole
You
up
want
there.
You want to be in a K-hole so you completely forget to pull the chute.
Yeah. That's why we tandem. All right? Set and setting.
So a thing that I was wondering is like, why the ketamine? And then it made sense. And I think what makes this even more sad is that I've heard like people using ketamine to treat like severe depression.
They do, yeah.
So it's like here you might have a situation where Mathew Perry was, he was an addict for so long, extremely depressed, and reaching for like this drug to help him, and then all of these really disgusting people around him are just like, oh, we can just like the doctor said apparently that one of the doctors texted someone and said, "I wonder how much this moron will pay."
Correct.
I wonder how much this moron will pay, which is just like it's vile and evil on multiple.
And at best, it's poor bedside manner.
And a bad business move too.
It's against the Hippocratic Oath for sure, right?
Yeah.
I think so.
No, you're right though. I mean, I think he was using it actually for depression treatment, and it was something that was helping him. I know that he was getting certain amounts put in him correctly by doctors, you know, the right amount of infusion, but then everybody around him it was a conspiracy of people to sell him as much as humanly possible because he's rich as hell, and he came from money.
Oh, he did.
Really?
Yeah, he came from money. So it's like he came from money. Acting was his passion. He had plenty of cash. They saw 55 grand isn't that much to him. So they
saw a well and they were just milking him.
They were just milking it. And also you have a doctor who's convincing him, this is for your own depression. This is for your own good. It's perfectly fine for you to take this.
Jeez.
So I think, I mean, Perry's stepdad, Keith Morrison, said of the news, we were and still heartbroken over Matthew's death, but it's helped to know that law enforcement has taken the case very seriously. We look forward to justice, which, I mean, it is surprising that they did look into it. I honestly was shocked that they actually took the time to see if there was anything beyond just him being on drugs, but I guess he had enough of a run with sobriety that it kind of didn't make sense to people.
When I read about the story in the comment section, a lot of people are like, "Oh, the only reason why people care is that he's famous, and,
right? Or he's a white man or something."
He's I think Canadian. I think that probably adds a little bit to it, right?
People only like Canadians.
Yeah. But still, I mean, maybe there is there is something to that.
You just keep trying to be like genuine and like a good person.
I'm going to try to be genuine right now.
The Canadian thing was not genuine.
No, that wasn't that at all.
It's the third drop he's had of Canadian. No, I mean, it is good to be genuine, and I am genuine about it. It's addiction.
Yeah,
I mean, I think that it's terrible what they do to him because, I mean, part of the problem with drugs is a lot of people will enable you, but you want them to enable you. In this case, I don't think he did. I mean, I guess if he's paying out for some extra, but you have a doctor going, you're so severely depressed that this is fine, we just need about $50,000 and we can make this happen,
And this is somebody that they actually investigated. Think about how many times this is happening across the country every day to just regular people. I'm sure it's happening all the time.
Well, I watch
don't have the notoriety to.
I have a thing on Instagram where it's every 11 minutes, and it's about people that, or every 11 seconds or 11 minutes, and it's people that OD on fentanyl. And the number of just heartless comments of just going in there and being like, it's your fault, you did drugs, whatever. Like, people don't care, and that's why they'll jump on it and say it's his fault and his responsibility. But I think at the end of the day, everybody has some kind of an addiction or some kind of, something they do, that can turn bad, even if they think they have control over it. And in this case, and maybe you don't, good for you if you have no problems and you've never wanted to get drunk to make the pain go away.
But if you do want to get drunk to make the pain go away,
you know what you want.
Spirit.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes. Magic spoon.
Free shipping.
So, yeah, but what?
I said free shipping.
Yeah, you get free shipping.
Yeah.
Drink it up.
And while you're in the plane, you get that free shipping. They can jump out, they drop it to you, and that could be us. That's how we could tie it in, I think.
I think it is too.
Sponsor skydiving.
Do you want to
Flying Aces, they put people in planes, right? Flying Aces. That's what I assume the name is for.
I couldn't tell you.
Oh, man, what the...
I don't care where this went. We could have turned this into a decent conversation. Legal. I mean, it was a veterinary drug for a long time, where, I mean, it was just used to tranquilize animals, horses, cats. I mean, cat tranquilizer is what it was most known for. But, I mean, I don't know how you had to go about getting it from a veterinarian. I didn't go to a vet.
You didn't say you had a cat or something that was depressed?
No, you could go into Mexico, though, and be like, my cat's got a bum leg, and then get all the ketamine you wanted.
Wow.
And then just come back, use the liquid, dry it on a mirror, and then you would be able to snort it.
Cut that. What?
Add the more you know. But yeah, I absolutely did it a lot. Yeah, and I think it is something. It does take your depression away. It is effective, and I know people that do that now. Along that I've heard with microdosing and some other things are actually effective.
I think they take the right amount.
Yeah, I don't know if I think it's so easily abused.
Yeah, a lot of things.
Yeah.
Hopefully, you're working with doctors that aren't trying to kill you.
Yeah, I mean, if it's regulated like any drug, I think it's going to do its purpose. You know, have you ever done it?
No, never done it.
Okay. Mushrooms, I'm sure?
Never did mushrooms. I did
acid.
I did no. I did an edible. I've done edibles, which have been way too strong for me.
Well, I've heard that they're more potent now than ever.
Yeah, some of it, like the last one I did, I was like, I can't be this high. I'd rather be skydiving.
This is not fun.
This is awful.
Yeah, there's a point where
I felt like there was one point where. I don't know if you guys have time for this story, but there used to be a all-you-can-eat clam chowder night at this place called Taix, Taix, in L.A., and I was staying like a couple blocks away, and I went there after eating an edible to have all this clam chowder, and
that sounds like a good evening so far.
It's like diarrhea night.
You're like planning everything out.
And I was pretty sure that the wait staff were against me. And then I felt my arm go through the table, and I was like, I have to get out of here. And then I started walking, and then I noticed that I kept circling the block, and I wasn't going anywhere. I just kept circling the block, and I had to FaceTime a friend for her to guide me home. And then when I got in bed, the ceiling dropped down, and then went out into infinity. And I was like, I didn't.
That may be something else. That sounds.
You may have had some mescaline or peyote jammed into your.
That is messed up.
I mean, I did speak to my ancestors.
Yes,
4.8% ancestors.
Was a naked Indian on the phone with you that guided you home?
I will guide you home, brother.
Follow me, Jim.
No, you said it was South America, so it's like an Aztec or something.
Hey man, what's up, dude?
Yeah, I've heard that there's so many of them because you can get the dosing right, but I'm sure it can be a little bit off because I doubt it's being like that careful when you're making gummy bears of drugs.
Right, you got some gummies that have all this.
And when the delivery system
like
is
making muffins
is so tasty, you know, it's like such
dangerous.
a bad idea. Man.
Yeah.
But no, never did ketamine or coke.
Never did coke
either.
No,
Coke really just kept you awake. There was nothing that magic to it. It gave you a little bit of confidence, you know, and it made you feel a little bit good, you know. But it was really just to kind of keep the party going, you know. But yeah,
So many people get addicted to that.
yeah, I was.
You know, just like
It's pretty good.
Yeah,
if it just kind of makes you feel a little good.
yeah, and if you do it with friends, it's easy to get addicted to.
It's more of a social addiction.
Yeah,
It lets you drink a lot more.
yeah. Coke alone
Really?
is
Yeah.
really.
I know somebody who had a coke problem, and thankfully he's been over it. But he really like when he's telling stories about his coke days, like you can see him going back and being like, "Oh, I really enjoyed that time. I know I can't do it now, but I really enjoyed that time."
Yeah, you can tell what somebody's drug of choice was, you know, and mine was definitely alcohol. You know, but I mean, I did love acid, but you know,
With your alcohol, what was your alcohol of choice?
oh, anything.
Anything?
Yeah, I wasn't really specific.
Just the chemical like alcohol.
The kids in the hall have a great sketch.
Slow drink drunk. It's one of the best sketches ever.
It's so great.
Where the guy's completely okay, like everything in his life is going well until he sips a fruity margarita.
His first Mai Tai or whatever, and then he's done.
Yeah. Then he's just in a closet at work hollowing out a coconut. He's just like making it into a blender. And then he's just in the meeting. He's got that blue shit all over his collar. I think you're an alcoholic. What?
Oh, this fishbowl?
Yeah, a giant blue fishbowl. We used to have this thing. It was called a kava bowl, and it was at a place called the Golden Buddha in Detroit. It was across from I think it was called IROC. It was a club. And yeah, Corey Feldman played there as well one night. Nice. But we were there, and the kava bowl was just all like 10 different kinds of alcohol just put into a bowl. They were serving it to minors, fully aware of it. And then
it's fruit punch.
Yeah, it was all liquor, and
juice.
then in the middle was 151, and then they just light that real quick, and then you'd blow it out, and then you'd drink the entire kava bowl. and you just black out. And that's what we just did. We just go to this Golden Buddha, which was this Chinese place, and just get blackout drunk on kava bowls. God,
that sounds horrible.
Good days.
I think it's okay to like admit that, like, oh man, I had fun. Like, for at least for me, like there were times that I had fun, but recognizing that those times became few and far between.
The consequences of that fun.
Right.
Well, yeah,
there's too much.
But just to pretend like, oh man, like it was all bad all the time, I never had any fun. Like, that's not true.
We wouldn't have done it.
Right.
Like it was so much fun, so much.
Having kids, I really appreciate like alcoholic parents and drug addicts. Because I'm like, I don't know how you raise your kids and keep up this habit because I'm exhausted.
Yeah, it's hard enough.
Yeah, it really is something to see functional alcoholics, and some are good dads. Yeah. Many are good dads.
Mm-hmm. It's wild. But they just got that demon, you know.
Well, some of them work jobs where it's like you're a mechanic, you go home.
Drinking just a 2 liter of vodka. I knew somebody that actually did that. When they got off of work, they'd get home, and I don't know if you remember these at the hospitals, they'd have those giant mugs that they would give like...
Oh, yeah, after you deliver and stuff?
After you deliver something, you get these giant mugs that they'd put water in, and he would just fill that up with vodka, and just every single night.
And he didn't recognize this as a problem?
I mean, it worked for him. And until it didn't.
What happened?
Well, his whole life fell apart.
Yeah.
As it does when you fill up an entire 2-liter thing full of vodka.
Yeah, eventually your body's not going to take that, or your family.
You know.
Where you're like, I'm just going to be watching the old TV with a birthing tray of booze.
Yeah. Not a good
thing. Remember when you were born?
Think about it every day.
That's when your mom used to let me hold you, but ever since I fell with you in my arms, I'm not allowed to anymore.
So I just hold this.
And I sold all of our placenta pills.
On the street. $20 a pop.
You can get top dollar for these things.
If you knew Mathew Perry, he would...
No, he would buy them.
Bring it all around.
Yeah, we did. We circled it through.
You know, I like this episode because it was like a roller coaster, you know? It's like slow build.
And I do love Magic Spoon. I don't want them to think I don't.
They won't.
I know.
They will. It's okay.
We have a lot of topics to get to tomorrow.
Yeah, we can all of them.
We didn't even discuss Phil Donahue dying.
Or Kevin Spacey.
We'll get to that. He didn't die. He didn't die.
We're
want to talk about it? Let's just talk to it.
Let's just talk about it.
Let's just do it. We can cut off some
Screw
of the
it.
episode in the beginning.
It's an extra long episode.
Sure.
You can.
I will.
Yeah, and you'll have time.
Maybe.
Swear to God.
Bro, when he gives those eyes.
You know, I'm too forgiving, so she doesn't respect me.
I dyed my hair for you.
You dyed your hair for you.
That's what you told me I had to say, but that's not true.
You wanted Corey to see you. I
Why
saw
does he
it.
have to fight all the time?
He likes blondes.
He does. But he prefers them on drugs, from what I understand.
Well,
Did you see his response?
I did.
I know,
Dude,
Corey.
he was so excited.
We went to see
Corey.
Corey Feldman, the headliner.
That was real? You guys?
That was real.
I thought you guys staged like you guys were just hanging out outside.
Oh, no, we completely went.
Wow.
We went there for real.
We went and saw him headline. I mean, sure, he opened, but they did the show backwards.
Yeah.
And
It's like a new art thing that they're doing where they play the headliner in the first.
And it was amazing.
Yeah, it was. It really was. There's a lot of great people there.
It was, yeah.
The people, I think, was one of the best things.
People make the festival.
Yeah.
What's like his version of Juggalos? Like,
they're
boy.
just juggalos. They're the same people.
same people.
It's
like
100%.
goth
The crossover.
Yeah.
Crossover is definitely there.
I guess it would be, but they'd have to be named after a Corey. Or they'd be maybe they're Feldmeisters.
Are they Hamers?
The Hamers were not there. The Feldmeisters showed up in there were three of
There
us.
was three, yeah.
Everybody
asked people,
else,
but a lot of people didn't even show up for Corey.
they didn't even watch
It was
Corey.
weird.
They were pretty offended that we even. That's what bothered me. Like, there were so many were offended. They're like, "You're here for Corey Feldman." It's like you're here for Limp Bizkit,
Bro, turning up your nose
turn
to
your
Corey
nose,
Feldman.
yeah.
I'm here for everything's ironic.
Please.
Like you.
Wait, so all the bands were
Corey, No Face, which is some dude that just yells into the mic. I have no idea what he does. And Limp Bizkit and Riff Raff. And that was the show.
Yeah, and then we didn't stay for Fred Durst.
Yeah, when we left.
Okay.
I mean, if he was screening a movie that he made, we obviously would have stayed.
I think he had a sitcom at some point.
Fred Durst, probably. Yeah,
Like a reality TV show too?
I'm sure. Yeah, Durst and the Gang.
Yep.
Durst's Family Matters. The Fresh
playing Limp Bizkit.
The Fresh Prince. All right.
Okay.
What are we talking? Let's
we're
get
done
into
here?
this. Let's just get into this. I want to talk about this because I think it's important before we get to the end of this show. As I fumble like a Biden, I said it.
Let him do it.
Boy, it's almost like we had a teleprompter.
No, we don't.
But yeah.
I think this is beautiful.
Just-
No, put the camera back on me. Put the camera back on me. Look, I think it's great for you guys to just see us like we're working out. You know, it's been a couple of weeks. We were doing other stuff. We went to Corey and we're just kind of working out the show.
Yeah, I just got off a plane. Okay.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
I think it's fantastic.
Yeah.
A lot of people just thought Corey Feldman. You know, they gave him a little cringe, and exactly what was intended.
Why? Because his horn didn't work and his solo was terrible. That happens at a lot of concerts.
Those are lies. He doesn't ever perform terribly.
No, I'm saying what they said.
Oh yeah, I get you. I know you would never say that.
No,
That wouldn't be your opinion.
he didn't look bad without a shirt.
He looked good.
No one's ever said that to me. Not even my doctor. He's like, why don't you put that back on?
Here's some ketamine.
Here's
Here's $55,000 worth of ketamine. Why don't you have your assistant shoot it?
How much will this idiot
Shoot
pay?
it between
Your
your
dick
toes.
out of the Wheaties, Dave Landau.
So Kevin Spacey, I'm sure you've heard of him, Lou.
Big fan.
He has been acquitted, obviously. So he's never molested so many people.
Is that the
What a great picture. What a great picture.
7 from 7. I picked the pictures and I like that one.
I think it's appropriate. That's just
He was acquitted in the movie Seven, too, which
That's him coming out of the courthouse.
Spoiler.
Yeah.
yes. That's also him coming out of the courthouse in Paris.
I'm gay, guys.
Guys, I'm gay.
Guys.
Gay guys.
Come on.
But it's about child rape. He's like, oh well, it's not the same. What is that?
That's the mic, Dave.
Disgusting. So Kevin Spacey is allegedly refusing to leave his $5.6 million Baltimore condo weeks after the lavish property was sold off in a foreclosure auction. The property was bought by businessman Sam Asghari. And he has come forward to accuse Spacey of refusing to vacate the Baltimore home, claiming the actor has requested that he will be allowed to remain on the property for at least another 6 months rent-free. Can you imagine just Kevin Spacey won't get out of your house?
You think he turns on the characters when he starts doing that?
Look at that.
You have to give me more time. I need more time.
He's like, sorry, I'm...
If I were the new owner, I would just let him stay.
I would too.
I would just like, okay, this is my roommate. This is my roommate now. Kevin Spacey, one of the greatest actors to ever grace the screen.
Right.
That's my roommate now. And
That
just
is a
stick
sitcom.
around.
It would be like the Hugh Hefner thing, where it's like, I'm just going to let you die here if that's what you want.
I'm going to allow Kevin Spacey to haunt my house, to roam and haunt my house.
I'd be like, you can stay here rent-free, but you have to, like, meet my family on Christmas.
You could be my live-in assistant.
Yeah, like, I'd be like, do you guys know that I have Kevin Spacey upstairs?
Kevin!
Kevin. Well, by the way, keep an eye on your kids. But Kevin, if you want to come down here, like I know he
like a
wasn't
clicker.
guilty, but once you get to know him, the 65-year-old actor said in June that he was being forced to sell his 9,000 square foot home. Good Lord! At the end of July to help cover his legal fees. Spacey was ultimately acquitted of all charges mentioned to Piers Morgan earlier this year that the court battled had drained his finances. He's saying, I still owe a lot in legal bills and I have not been able to pay. The new owner was also unaware of this little fact. Allegedly, the residence housed the second largest collection of Italian naked baby statues next to Rome.
That's crazy.
Like next to Rome?
The city?
No, not next to it. Like
as in like in comparison to.
Yeah, into comparison to. But
Rome is the only other one that has more. That's where they were invented.
Correct.
Rome.
So there's Rome that has a lot of the like winged babies peeing fountains,
Right.
and the second largest place that collects those would be Kevin Spacey's Baltimore mansion.
That's amazing.
I'm just reading facts here.
Yeah, these are just
Alleged
on
facts.
the paper here, and I believe what is on this paper.
I don't know.
How do you get into that collecting? I mean, I would assume. What are the sizes? Does it vary? Are they small figurines? Are they fountain-sized.
I believe at least every one of his shower heads was one. That I do know. Is what that says.
How many showers?
He had 16 showers. It's a 9,000 square foot home.
Right, there's a lot of space there.
I mean, so there's a lot
of Spacey.
Yeah, there's a lot of Spacey house, huh?
Right there. No, don't get the beak at him.
Yeah, there you go.
You did it.
And then, so he's got that going for him. And then I know he's got a claw tub, so perhaps, it would be angelic.
They hold them up.
So what I want to know is, so he's been acquitted, right?
Yes.
And so if he's not guilty or, of the stuff that he's been charged against, like, how messed up is it that, this man's entire life, and it seems like now his wealth is just crumbling around him.
And shouldn't he be able to go back after these people? I mean, it's got to be hard to go after the one guy where it's like, you were in Just Dazed and Confused. I'd like my money back. But I mean, the rest of them, like, shouldn't you be able to go after the court system, the lawyers? I mean, is this why he was sued in a different country so he couldn't go after?
Maybe. Yeah, I think he's good though. He could sell that collection.
I mean, he could sell that but I mean, they're selling his house.
He must have. So even like, how does it work? Suing someone in another country. Do you have to have a residence there? Because I know he has properties like all over the world, right?
I think the accusations came from different places, but then
you said it was in Baltimore.
No, his house is in Baltimore.
Okay, I was so confused there.
No, his house is in Baltimore,
like Rome, Baltimore.
But I know he was dealing with different legal battles in different countries. I don't know which ones offhand.
Like where the incidents allegedly took place, is that where they had to be sued?
I don't think so, because I don't think did he face any. He may have faced one in New York. I don't know.
He did one in London too.
London, I know he did.
Right?
Yeah. And then, do you have a list there?
I'm just, I don't, but I'm trying to skim through.
If this was like a movie, like, like a Great Caper, it's like, so all these charges are coming and they all seem to center around all these multi-million-dollar, properties. I wonder if there's something behind this.
Right. It's a bit strange.
I think the person suing has to be a resident of where it is, and then he comes, if he's the defendant.
And he has to come there so he's not eventually arrested and
Don't
brought
use those
there.
words, Dave.
What?
Come there.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's triggering.
I forgot the rules.
Yeah.
He has to go there.
There you go. It's much better.
Thank you. I forgot about the button.
Much better.
He has to ejaculate there.
Oh, God.
Yes.
You're supposed to.
Oh, I thought.
Do you have your husband's permission to use that word?
Your live-in assistant.
No. Should I call him?
I would.
Should I call him on the air?
I know if my trollop of a wife started speaking like that, I'd give her a nosebleed from a knuckle sandwich.
Good old 1-2 right to the kisser.
We're a little more progressive than
Ugh.
that. But
Did you say progressive?
What did you say?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Like you have face insurance?
Like it's open?
This is a long joke.
Lou, we're never going to let you
sorry.
go.
This is a marathon.
This episode's
You
going to
live
go
here
on
now.
forever.
I'm glad you came back here. I didn't mean to be weird.
Yeah, I'm glad you
I came
back
back
this one time.
because I thought I would eventually leave.
Oh, right.
You're our roommate now.
Well, we got you.
I'm like
Only way
Kevin
out.
Spacey of the.
You are the Kevin
Mercury
Spacey
Studios.
of the place.
The only way you're going to get out is through an airplane.
Yeah. He just lives here now. It's like, look, I can't afford my legal bills.
I must live here now.
It's got to suck, though. Like, how's that fair that somebody can just sue you into oblivion and then it's your fault?
But
Ask
it
your
wasn't.
former-
And I have to admit,
No, I know some people try these tactics.
I don't know about I don't know
that
the
I've read and never met.
I don't know the details.
Worked with.
I don't know the details of Kevin Spacey and that one night when he crossed paths with Dave Landau.
Hey.
Don't know the details of that yet, but I'm soon to invent some, I'm sure, with him.
The judge ruled it was because of how I was dressed, and I deserved it.
He was asking for it.
It was during his ketamine days.
During my ketamine days.
Anything could have happened.
He was in a K-hole, which is also known as
when the Oscar-winning star of American Beauty. It was Dave was outside just watching a plastic bag.
I had a "Please resuscitate" tattoo, and it was pointing down to my asshole.
And that asshole had a nice heart shape.
Donut wreath around
Nice
it.
little whoop.
Have you ever seen something more beautiful in your life?
Other than a floating plastic bag in that stupid movie he was in that won an Oscar.
Hey, Lou.
All right. What?
Thanks so much, bro, for being here. I'm going to try and dismount here just for your sake. I think we could do this all night.
I could do this all night.
I could do this all night. I
I
really have
excruciatingly
no trouble
long
with it at all.
episode.
We owe him a little bit because we were gone for a little bit. And
That's
this
true.
episode's a little,
Yeah.
Although I feel bad for all your fans who are like, I don't like that Lou guy. I really wish you had less of that Lou guy on your show.
Well, we like Uncle Lou,
Hey.
so I don't care.
Yeah, we don't care. That's right.
Yeah,
Angela.
We don't
back us
care.
up. There you go.
thank you.
Thank you. I think the lights flickered in here. Did you see
They
that?
did.
They're
I
trying to
think-
kick us out.
I don't think they are. I just
You
think
didn't see that?
I think they're trying to start a fire in here.
Might be the ghost of Elijah.
It could be. You know, his studio was in here, and I caught a recent episode, and boy, thin coat of paint.
I don't know what you're talking about. It looks completely different to me.
Boy, really
Looks
didn't put much into it when I thought it was designed just for us.
all right here.
I do sit on the other side. I've been informed by.
Yes. They sat over there.
So I mean,
it's different.
That's different.
boy, I didn't realize that we.
Oh yeah.
Boy, really, it makes sense. It took so long to
know.
put together when it was ordering a brick wall.
And before that, it was the Phil Donahue studio.
It was the Phil Donahue studio,
R.I.P.
who is dead.
Yes, he died.
Phil Donahue passed away. He was found unconscious in his hot tub with $55,000 worth of ketamine floating through his system.
We are crossing streams.
In May 2024, Donahue was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom by Joe Biden, alongside with swimmer Katie Ledecky. After that, he hurt his leg, where he began taking copious amounts of pills. Later on, he switched from pills to ketamine, which eventually ended his life. Sadly,
Wait a second.
what?
Is
I think you got those stories.
I think
What page are you looking at?
I'm looking at, according to a
got-
statement from
I've
his
got,
family,
And
he died peacefully in his hot tub, surrounded by loved ones, including his wife of 44 years, actress Marlo Thomas. The family noted that his passing followed a long illness, which was a crippling addiction to ketamine. That's how Donahue died.
Wow, these are really like connected. This whole episode's been very connected.
Yeah, so Phil Donahue...
Back to the Doritos.
Apparently, Phil Donahue's daughter-in-law
Hey.
is Margot Ketamine Queen.
Holy crap!
That was rude. I'm not allowed to go too far. All right.
She got the call from above.
Like make him stop.
Glenn Beck.
Stop it!
The Glenn Beck called. It was like, it's done.
Pull the plug.
Yeah, Glenn called from his ranch. He's like, listen, stop this.
On a big white telephone.
Yeah. he's on a big phone made of ketamine. Not that he does that. He doesn't do that.
no.
I know that for a fact. I tried to give it to him once. I was like, hey, I kind of want to raise. Do you still do ketamine? And he's like, I never did ketamine. I was like, you sure? You sure, Papa?
I said, "Who are you? Get out of here!"
Mm-hmm. And he said, do you work here? And I said,
we
I'm not
canceled
really sure.
I don't know. I just keep showing up.
I said, I think I'm the one your subscribers get mad at. All right, so breakdancing will not be included in the 2028 Olympics. What 80s urban trend do you think should replace it? QB.
3-card money.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah,
That's some street.
that's right.
Street. All right, Angela.
Competing hoeing teams.
Oh, I like it.
It's
Yeah.
gonna bring the crowds in.
That's definitely going to do it.
White Flight. It's the first team to head over to the suburbs.
I like that.
Yeah.
I'm going to say the drive-by athlon. Wow. I think it's important. And they could do that in the winter, too. Just,
Not a lot of crossover athletes from competition to competition.
no, there's not.
Yeah.
No, it's a shame. I think a lot of them could do it because some can twerk and pole vault
And hoe.
and hoe.
Yeah.
If you can twerk, you can hoe.
Oh yeah, you can.
Oh, show.
Yep. That's what my grandfather's last words were to me. If you can twerk, you can hoe.
We're not going back.
I know, but he was right. I held his hand that felt like wax paper over a bony chicken wing.
Oh.
And he said, if you can twerk, you can hoe. And I said, thank you.
Rosebud.
Yep. And then I twerked all over his dead face.
That's what he would have wanted.
It's what he did want.
Open casket.
Yeah. We all twerked at his funeral on the open. I mean, we're classy people.
You went to the viewing. And
whenever somebody dies, we twerk on their
Megan Thee
casket.
Stallion.
Yeah.
Of course.
Why wouldn't you rub your ass all over somebody's casket other than to pay respects?
Yes. That's how I would have wanted it.
Yeah. Old Grandpa
Pappy
Blackbottom.
Pappy Landau.
He loved asses almost as he
You're
loved...
never leaving the show.
If I just put this over the camera,
just
You can pretend to sleep.
Slowly walk away.